So the official website for the Transformers Bumblebee movie has released a web-based Flash game that harkens back to the 80s style that the movie is playing up here. So we have a game called The Adventure of Bumblebee, which is a 8-bit inspired with 8-bit sound and 8 to 16-bit kind of graphics of what I like to call an endless runner game. Endless runner games are games that really don't have an ending. You're just kind of running in one direction. You're not in control of the running, and you're just jumping and shooting or jumping and collecting. And there's a lot of these games that exist on iPhones and a lot of mobile devices like that. But this one specifically reminds me a lot of the Q Transformers Endless Runner game, which was they did the Mystery of Convoy promotion with Q Transformers, and they did a mobile game for Q Transformers. I actually did, if you check on YouTube, I did quite an extensive review of the game, and then I did a full playthrough of the entire game from beginning to end. And it's quite remarkable how similar it is.
Actually, we did one, no? Is that the one you're referring to, or are you talking about the iPhone remake?
The iPhone remake.
Okay.
Yeah. Because what's remarkable about this is how similar it is in terms of engineering, because the actual game itself involves endless running in one direction while avoiding, dying pretty much, and collecting stuff along the way, and you're not able to shoot. And then when you do encounter a boss, just like the Q Transformers game, it still is an endless runner, but now you're automatically shooting a bullet every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you just got to control when you jump and where you're standing at that moment to hit the boss. And the same thing, the Q Transformers game itself had the same concept, where when you finally got to a boss, then the shooting mechanism was activated. So it's pretty interesting how they're going about this. I played this game quite thoroughly now, this Adventure of Bumblebee game. How it works essentially is you collect Energon cubes and also oil cans and cassette tapes. They add to your Energon level. Mm-hmm. When your Energon level reaches max, you level up, and you also, every time you level up, it increases the difficulty a little bit. And during that level up, you also kind of have a Mario Star invincibility kind of thing temporarily. So you could also destroy everything in your path. The bosses come every few levels or so. I believe it's every 5 levels. And they consist of Shatter and Dropkick, and they transform between their alt modes and their robot and their vehicle modes. Mm-hmm. So it shows their triple changer abilities. So Shatter turns from a jet to a muscle car, and Dropkick from a helicopter to a muscle car. So that's pretty cool to have there. Aside from that, all the other enemies in the game are military-based, so probably related to John Cena's Sector 7 kind of thing going on. But aside from that, the game is an endless runner. There's not much else aside from that. Some people have actually played the game to its completion, and they started saying that by the time you get past level 70, the game starts to glitch out a lot.
Oh,
and
really?
One person said that when you get to level 110, it kill screens.
Oh, really?
A la, let's say Pac-Man or even Donkey Kong. So it was not, again, it's an endless runner, meaning that there is no end.
Right.
There is no hope, if you will, to beat it. Where at least in the Q Transformers game, there is a beginning, middle, and end. There's a last boss, if you will. So I guess maybe they didn't want to put a last boss because they don't want to spoil maybe an ending of a movie or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was going to ask you, is there any bosses in this game? But you're just saying that it's just the two
established Decepticons that we know thus far for the movie, outside of
not even the triple changer there. What's his name?
You're talking about a Blitzwing.
Yeah, Blitzwing.
Well, there's a tank in the game that doesn't transform. I want to assume it's a Sector 7 tank, but I mean maybe it's Blitzwing. I don't know. But it's in general it's mostly just jets and tanks that are supposed to be, I guess, American military Sector 7 kind of stuff. And the other two are just those two. The only other Transformers that you see outside of Bumblebee is when you get game over, you see a very G1 looking Optimus Prime, like a hologram of him,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's about it. It's a very simple game,
Mhm.
but it's fun for what it is. So definitely try to check it out as soon as you can before it gets pulled off before it gets pulled off with the internet when the Bumblebee movie website gets taken down after a couple of years or something. But it's a fun little game. Again, if you never got to play the Q Transformers game, then you could play this and you'll get a pretty good idea of what that was, because it's very similar to that same thing where, you push a button to transform so you could go under smaller places and you could jump in that alt mode too. So it's a fun little game, but it's nothing like, super cerebral or anything.
Right.
But don't hope to beat it, because again, it's something that you're playing for points and not playing for beating the game, like the traditional old school 80s video games back in the day from arcade. So I guess it's staying true to that too then, I guess. But yeah, definitely check it out. I'll post the link to the website in the description so you don't have to go hunting for it. And let me know what your high score is, maybe. Just post that. We'll have a little scoreboard here on the on the segment of the show.